Welcome to USTC360. I'm Ginger Chang. Today we revisit Tzu Chi Foundation's Character Education Program. Implementing character education in classrooms does have a positive effect on academic achievement according to CASEL. The education think tank conducted over 200 studies and saw an increase in student achievement test scores by 11 to 17 percentage points. My guest today is Ida Rowe, the assistant principal of PS201 Queens, the Discovery School for Inquiry and Research that New York City volunteers have been working together with. Welcome, Mrs. Rowe.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'd like to say hello from Mrs. Lozada, the principal,
and
our co-assistant principal, Mrs. Hesker.
So, as an educator for 27 years, can you tell us what are your thoughts on character education, how it can help improve student academic performance?
Having been a teacher and now administrator, I understand the importance of building student awareness of their place within the environment. Mm-hmm. The first law of ecology is everything is connected to everything else. Mm-hmm. So building student awareness helps students understand that they're connected to the environment,
right,
and that connection helps them to see and experience living things and also individuals in a more respectful way. And I think that translates into what we perceive as critical thinking, but we can also look at it as character education.
Right. So it seems like PS201 Queens has always placed a high emphasis on character education, and so does Tzu Chi. So it seems like it was natural for us to work together. Can you tell us how did that come together?
We have a parent coordinator, Peishaw Wang. Peishaw introduced us to Tzu Chi Foundation, and we formed a very solid partnership.
And this partnership you're referring to is the Happy Campus program.
The Happy Campus program.
Then through the 20-minute lessons that you see that Tzu Chi volunteers have with the children, have you seen any growth or development?
Our children have embraced the Tzu Chi Foundation's philosophy of giving, inspiring, and reaching out to those who are in need. And I think we've done that. I've seen it through our classes.
Well, our volunteers in Southern California, after 6 years of working with kids on the character education program, they've seen positive growth and development from the students themselves. So we're going to take a break and go to the first video. Penny Sue is a volunteer teacher for Tzu Chi's character education courses. She volunteers every week.
The first time I heard of this project was through my college friend, Carol Lee, and she was actually told by Judy Chuck that there's a program that was starting up and they needed a lot of volunteers. And they asked me if I was interested, and I figured since I have time during the weekdays, I would go and check it out.
Give me an example of a positive thought that you've had this week.
My name is Ms. Perez, and I'm a sixth grade teacher here at Lido Creek Elementary School. This is my 4th year teaching, and before coming to Lido Creek, I was at another school here in San Bernardino.
Actually, the first time we went over there, as soon as we exited the freeway, things didn't look like what I'm used to seeing. A lot of homes were smaller, and they were, wrought iron doors in front of a wooden door, so you can tell that some people may have security issues.
Well, for students, every situation is different. I remember one year I had some students a student that was homeless. Siblings are taking care of each other, or they have their siblings. I know of students that their parents are off to work early in the morning, or they work the graveyard shift, so siblings have to help them. I was nervous at first because it's a new school and I didn't know anybody here, but then I feel like if the kids are my friends, I come to work for them.
So we actually felt support from the principal and the staffs. I think the kids were very open-minded because they were so young. We were teaching to first graders and second graders. So they're just open to any visitors and any program that is different.
I've been to 3 other schools as an administrator, and this is the first time I've seen such a powerful relationship with an outside organization. So I've been very impressed by what Tzu Chi has done here with our kids, and I can really tell the difference in our kids also I see the behavior has improved. I see that they're more willing to help, and kids wanted to give back. And I know that was part of their character ed classes, that they wanted to get involved and give back to the school. Very happy about that. I think I see the change in the kids and that they want to do more. And hopefully that's what it's all about, is helping them to become better people, better citizens, and really have some compassion in their heart. And I do see that.
They were really good lessons. The students would learn from them. And I think personally, I don't know how other classes are. I'm not in there, but for my class, I feel that they work as a group and they work together. And the lessons that the Sushi Clinic did bring to them, they did learn from them.
For every lesson, we share a Jingzi aphorism with the students. And a lot of them actually memorize it. A lot of them find it very interesting. And we leave the posters with the teachers so they can post them up in their classroom, and the kids can actually read them on their way in and out of the classroom. We knew that the tea ceremony was going to be completely different for anybody with a non-Asian background. The kids were watching in awe, and they didn't speak a single word all throughout the tea ceremony. They were just captivated, and actually I think they felt the serenity of that moment also.
Right after the class would be held, they would be very calm. The one in particular that I remember was a tea ceremony lesson. And after that, it was just, I think they were just so relaxed and so calm and just viewing everything, the whole ceremony and the movements, the hand movements, the gestures, everything, that for the rest of the day, they were calm for me too. They were just like at ease. Even I think us as teachers, we have to teach them these things too, you know, like just simple little lessons that they might not think of at home, or they might not see at home. Even if I just get through to one student, you know, even if one student out of my class goes to college, where before they didn't even think that they would make it to college, that I'm okay with. But I know that I get through to a lot of students because they have those epiphanies during the day, like, oh, Ms. Perez, when you taught this like 3 months ago, I didn't get it, but now that you're reviewing it, I get it now. And because I see how that they're growing up like how I grew up. So I tell them that when I grew up, there's 5 children in my family, including myself and my 2 parents, and we grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment where like the 5 of us would sleep in the living room and my parents would sleep in the bedroom. Or when we finally bought a house, it was a 2-bedroom house, so 5 of us would be in 1 bedroom and my parents had their bedroom.
Because my dad's jobs, like he sometimes the job doesn't really pay him well, so he quits and he gets another job. And sometimes he has like 2 jobs because we have a lot of people in our family. I've kind of moved a lot, like throughout the school years, and this is the school I've been the most for 3 years. And I'm scared to go to another school because I've been with my friends for 3 years.
Let's see. Here in San Bernardino, I have like 4 houses to move.
It's good because I feel less stressed out.
You feel less stressed out with the book?
Yeah. The book is a good book. I like it. I read it every day.
Do you feel stressed out a lot?
Sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. I just do.
A lot of times, oftentimes people would ask me, are the kids at Lytle Creek badly behaved? Are they troubled? Are they just mischievous? And actually, after a while, I think I take offense to that because these kids are so wonderful. They're so open to new ideas, and they're who are very open to master's teaching and to our character education.
Indeed, all kids are good kids, but to maintain their goodness, continued positive support outside of school is necessary. Out-of-school factors such as socioeconomic and domestic instability at home not only can impede the logistics of studying, but has actual effect on brain growth as well. Mrs. Rowe, I believe some of your students actually come from similar socioeconomic backgrounds. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
PS 201 is located in close proximity to Queens College. Many of our students live in the Pomona area. We provide 90% of the student population with free lunch. In the community, there are families that are from Asia, Africa, South America, Europe, So we are a very diverse community. And I think through the partnership with the Tzu Chi Foundation and the teaching of core values, our students are learning that America is a nation of many different peoples.
So despite some of the challenges, the socioeconomic barriers they face at home, how has Tzu Chi's Happy Campus program been able to help them?
The Tzu Chi Foundation, by giving them the backpacks, I think they're seeing that now I'm receiving something from another group, and we're helping them to think, what can I do? What can I do to give back to someone else?
Right. Well, in our next segment, our volunteers, for them it's so rewarding because after spending so many years with these students, for them to exemplify some of these core values outside of school. And thus, let's go meet the Castillo family. Only a couple blocks from Lytle Creek Elementary, in the neighborhood that the school serves, lives the Castillo family. At the time of filming, they've made a home only a block away from an electrical plant, a low-income and crime-ridden area.
One morning, I found a dead body by my house, cut open with a saw. I didn't know what to do. All the children were crying. I was crying. There's a park nearby that my kids cross to go to school, but frequently young men who are armed with weapons lurk there to rob people. I love sports, but I had to stop for fear of my safety. They had aerobics class near a computer lab. A man who attended the computer class was found there with a ripped open stomach. We all said, "Oh my God, where can we find safety? What is going on in our city?"
I'm Ken Paxton with the Mayor's Office here in the city of San Bernardino. I primarily work on public safety issues for the mayor, but we do a lot of work with the school district. And the kids who attend our schools every single day in this city are highly challenged. According to the latest census data, we are the second poorest city in the nation behind Detroit, with about 38% of our population at or below the federal poverty line. About 48% are on public assistance. And that translates into the schools, where over 95% of the children in our school district are on free and reduced lunch.
Leslie, what are you doing?
Getting ready for school.
Okay.
How do you feel about your mom?
Awesome, because she's like a mother and father to me, because my parents got divorced and my mom's the one who pays the rent, feeds us, washes us, and my dad doesn't give us anything. And my mom is everything to me. I hate soda, I hate candy.
Cocina típica
Mexicana.
And now, do you think, is it better for you now?
Because I don't have a family. Well, I do because my mom and my brothers, but my dad lives somewhere else, and my mom and my dad don't like communicate with each other. And they won't go to school in this car.
Buenos días. Con año, día tras día que vienen aquí a la escuela Sushi, les agradezco que nos ayudan mucho. Levanta su plato, lo lleva al...
Because of the character education classes, now she brings her plate to me and washes her dishes herself, and she brushes her teeth herself. I don't have to yell at her to do it.
Ay, felicidades, mi niña se va a ir a la Rodríguez. Oh, estamos muy agradecidos con su servicio.
As a mother, we're just so blessed by your services.
La persona que entrevistaron, ¿verdad?
Like the mother we interviewed, she said your free clinics was a wonder of a service.
Nos han ayudado.
As a mother, I'm so thankful because my daughters have learned so much. They've adjusted their character in a good way.
Para bien. A como va, pienso que a mí me gustaría que llegara a ser.
I think when I was young, I wanted to do something. I wanted to study. I wanted to learn.
Que me gusta que superen. Este es el país de las oportunidades.
And in this country of opportunities, I don't want them to work in a restaurant making $8 an hour or working in a clothes factory. What might they do as a youth of this country? They have a lot of potential if they use it.
Como que van a ser los jóvenes del futuro de este país, tienen mucho potencial para superar.
Because of issues with poverty, being from very low-income families, here in the state, we're one of the most dangerous cities in the nation, so we have lots of gang violence. The FBI came out with statistics a year ago, and San Bernardino County is number 3 in the nation for a number of gang members with 40,000. Our city probably has about 25% of those individuals. So many of our kids who attend Lytle Creek School or other schools in the district, our school district indicated that they had about 3,500 homeless children starting in this school year. So those children who attend our schools are highly challenged, and they come from families that have many challenges, everything from poverty to family violence, and so on and so forth.
Pasar el tiempo, los años, yo conocí al papá de los niños. Viví con él 17 años.
I met the man who would be the father of our kids 17 years ago. We've bought a house, made a family, but so many times unemployment with our culture, it makes us negative. Drinking, aggressiveness, verbal aggressiveness, not really physical violence, but almost. So I made a decision to get divorced for the sake of our kids, for them to not live a negative life. I wanted them to be focused and not distracted. Everything affected them so much psychologically. They were starting to change, so I separated from him, and it was a really difficult time in my life as a woman. I was thinking I was going to die, but life is wonderful. We have to move forward.
Pensé que dije, me voy a morir, pero no, la vida es hermosa. En el tiempo que están en la escuela, yo dedico mi tiempo regando el pasto, regando plantas.
During the time the kids are at school, I take care of the house, gardening, cleaning, all the housework. And when they come back from school, I dedicate my time to taking care of them, cook for them. We participate and work together. I serve them, they help me clean. We clean the plates, my daughter dries it. I clean the floor, and they help too. And then we clean the table and start doing homework.
Levantamiento de trastes y demás, ya les limpio la mesa y nos ponemos a hacer tarea.
Yeah, she does everything and she gets like sometimes tired, so I need to help out.
Están cursando Leslie el 6º grado de primaria, Zulema el 4º grado de primaria. Leslie estuvo muy...
Leslie is in the 6th grade. Selma is in the 4th grade. Leslie, she used to be really uneasy. Troubled. She wasn't really responsible. But now with the class, she's changed a lot. In good ways. She didn't like to read before, and now she's fascinated by books. She can read for hours. She loves it. Mathematics, she got better at it too, as well as Selma.
So you wanted to learn Chinese?
Yes.
Why? It's so different culture. Your family comes from Mexico, you live in the US, and you want to learn Chinese. How come?
Because I want to learn different languages. I want to learn at least 3 more.
What are they?
Chinese, Japanese, and French.
Awesome.
Well, one major thought is that every child needs to have a sense of future. And part of that future that they need to see is completing school, or going on to college, or going on to a profession that's going to help them make a decent living. So that's why the partnerships are so important.
After they leave the program, I really have high hopes for these kids because I really want them to be different from the elders in their family. When we were talking about jobs and do you understand what your parents do, what kind of things can you help, a lot of kids would say, okay, my parents work under the sun because he's a gardener, or my parents work under the sun because, you know, he's like a migrant farm worker. And just by, you know, having education and having, I guess, having some academic empowerment and also character education empowerment, I think these kids are going to hopefully get better jobs and be able to support themselves and help out their families. I think the last class is always kind of mixed feelings for every single teacher because very sad for me to leave these kids because you know that they're going to be going to a different school. But also we're so happy to see the kids grow and blossom and to see them move on to the next stage in their lives.
So Mrs. Rowe, then what about the parents? Have you heard any feedback from them regarding the Happy Campus program?
Parents have been very receptive, and they've asked, how can we too come and volunteer?
Wow.
So we're looking at avenues where parents can also be involved.
I see. So seeing that it obviously has been a great success, what are some future plans or prospects of PS201 continuing to work with our volunteers?
They're invited back. We would really want to have a partnership forever.
Forever?
Yes, we would not want to relinquish and give them up to any other school. We are happy with the Tzuchi Foundation. Again, I think our teachers are very happy with the lessons that they're teaching in the classroom. The students welcome them when they see them in the hallway. And the idea that children learn how to give because they see others giving, and that's what we want from all of the community-based organizations, to model what the appropriate behaviors should look like. And I think Tzuchi has done that. From the tea ceremonies, through the backpacks, through the lessons in the classroom, they've embodied what healthy living, what healthy communication looks like and sounds like.
Well, I was able to speak to some of our volunteers, and on behalf of them, they thank you so much. It's because without you giving them a chance to go into the school, this wouldn't have happened. So again, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
And for those of you at home, I hope you enjoyed our show today, and I'll see you soon.
You guys is Superman, Superwoman. In a way, I'm kind of happy because I don't work for 360. Because I don't think I can, in this kind of limit time, and talk to so many people, finish so many different projects, and deal with so many different types of people. So it's very difficult, and you guys did a very good job. It's unbelievable, incredible.